Evening, guys. It's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm just on a work break. Just thought I'd flick on for 5 or 10 minutes. Not that anyone's ever online when I come on anyway, but I don't mind talking to myself. I've got 4 hours to go at work. Fucking hell, I've got a viewer, Jimmy. All right, Jim. No, I've done a couple of lives, but only like 5 or 10 minutes. It's not that easy, is it? Just to talk to yourself. I don't know how you do it. Cheers. Looks like I'm sat in a toilet, doesn't it, with that floor? It's actually part of a bar. I'm not sat in a toilet. Fucking tired out. I'm trying to stay awake because I'm on camera. Oh, I do go to sleep sometimes, though. Cheers, Jim. When it comes to lives, people going live, I think best guy just sat talking to himself. He's living in London. I don't know how the fuck he does it. There's the Irish guy as well, but I don't mention his name. He does like 3-hour lives, just sat talking to himself. I mean, he's usually off his head. I could probably do it if I was off my head. So Jim wants me to tell a story. What story can I tell? What story can I actually tell on camera? About myself. I could tell about a time when I was about 17 and I got set up from some bouncers in nightclub because I used to misbehave a lot in nightclub. They used to throw me out every week, but they never banned me because I didn't do out too bad. I think sometimes maybe for my own safety. I was only little and skinny and a bit gobby. And so one night they set me up with a bird, like I thought I'd pulled her. I didn't know they'd sent her over to me. And she took me in cubicles, in bogs, and got my pants off. And she kicked him up. She kicked him under the door to bouncers who took him to the DJ stand. So I had to walk to the DJ stand with no bottoms on, which was announced by the DJ before I came out of the toilet. So everyone was cheering and trying to grab my shirt and lift it up. It was proper fucking frightening, but I was so out of my head I was laughing as well. So there's a story I'll tell. Alright, so now you want my views on grassing. So grassing's like nearly the worst crime in the world. Where when I was a kid, I grassed on my dad once to my auntie because he slapped a cat and he backhanded me and knocked my tooth out. So he didn't mean to knock my tooth out, but he meant to backhand me. So I learnt from an early age not to be a grass. And what I find in life is that everybody who says they're not a grass you up about a week later. So the scumbags. I see grassing all the time in workplaces for brownie points, and It's just how it is, isn't it? The world's full of grasses. Cunts. It's like YouTube, we all argue with each other. Then they all strike each other's channels, and that's grassing, isn't it? But I know YouTube gets people mad, like sometimes I get fucking wound up by other people doing vids and stuff. I try not to get into YouTube arguments anymore. I ain't got a good temperament for it. Plus I have to behave because I think my girlfriend watches my channel now. So I kind of have to behave. You know what pisses me off though with YouTube is I can't work out what you can and can't do, because I did a vid with my guinea pig eating a piece of lettuce, and that was restricted. They wouldn't allow that. But then I'll do a vid calling someone like Scotty G a mongy, and they allow that. So I just think YouTube's really inconsistent, and I've been looking for alternative platforms. I've had a look at Rumble. I've had a look at all alternatives, but not the business-focused ones, and there's nothing to compete. Facebook Watch is pretty good, actually. It's quite like YouTube, and that's got a big audience as well. So if you get fucked off with YouTube, Jim, give Facebook Watch a look. Yeah, well, that's because you shared it on your wall. But Facebook Watch, you create a page, and then you click on the video icon at the top, and it takes you to a new bracket of YouTube. And there's videos on there like bare knuckle fighting and stuff, just like YouTube. So it's less restricted than your regular YouTube page. But I know what you mean, because I've posted stuff on my YouTube before and been reported, and I've got about 13 friends on there, and I was thinking, which one's fucking grassing me up? But then I realised it's just Facebook automated service picking up on like swear words. So I don't know why they picked up on a picture of a dog. No, I knew you probably wrote something fucking stupid as well on it. Yeah, well, that's what people do, Jim, isn't it? They screenshot everything, and you can talk about people, and they'll screenshot it, and the minute you agree with them, they'll turn on you and share their messages. That's why I don't bother. On YouTube, people, I've only ever sent you voice notes. On Instagram, I haven't bothered with anybody else. Jim, I've just seen the portrait dog you're on about. You wrote the dog was fit underneath it. I've just seen it. That's why it got reported. We all know what you like. When's fucking Brett May out of jail anyway? Because every time he arranges a fight, he ends up getting fucking sent down, doesn't he? He must be out again soon. I mean, we saw him have that one fight where he gassed out. Then he arranged one with Ben Waddington. Then he had another one arranged with someone, and every time he gets sent down, I wonder what he's like in jail. I wonder if he fights in jail. He probably does. He's a big rough cunt, isn't he? The question is, right, who's the hardest man on YouTube? Because they all talk a good game, but then when we see them fight, they either gas out, hug, or just get battered. So, actually, oh God, I fucking hate him. I hate to admit it. But I don't like his arrogance, how he comes across on camera, but DC, he is hard, isn't he? For me, I'd probably pick Matt Legg, but he's getting on now, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's no spring chicken, and you can't beat age. So if I was you looking at the younger guys, well, there's DC, isn't he? And maybe Brett May, if he can stay out of jail for longer than about a week. Obviously, there's the guy in the Philippines. But the condition he's in right now, he can't even stand up, let alone fight. Me, obviously, I have to put myself in that bracket because I'm not actually ever going to fight anyone on YouTube, so I can just mouth off. Paul Venice, we've seen him spar lately, haven't we? And if you watch his K1 fights, he's knocking people out left, right, and centre. I don't know if he's got a bit too muscular to fight as good as he used to do, though, because he's carrying all that muscle weight now, isn't he? And do you know what I mean? I think if he was just at his natural weight, he'd be more of a force. So I would pick Matt Legg, even though he's knocking on. He's probably still the hardest out of the bunch. He's skillful. Yeah, Jim, I agree with that comment you've just made, and eye-opener. What a fucking disappointment he was, because I remember watching him in the build-up and he sounded really convincing that he was a fighter. And you look at his face and he looks like he's had his face smashed in about 30 times. So you think, well, he's had a lot of fights. He must be hard. Then he had his fight on camera and fucking hell. I don't think he'd ever been in a fight in his life. And he ran away from YouTube afterwards after he tried making a load of excuses. Oh, my opponent was on coke. So fucking what? It was bare knuckle. It wasn't a professional fight. What does he expect? Yeah, Scotty G's up there as well, isn't he? I mean, he's had that many fights. I think he's been there, done that, and wore the t-shirt. Do you know what I mean? He's just making a comeback, isn't he? Again. I really want to see Scotty G fight. A while ago, I was against it because I just thought he's fucked in head. Like, people shouldn't even put him in a fight because he's vulnerable-minded. You know, people are going to make a few quid out of him. But since I thought that, I'm sick to fucking death of listening to him talk a load of fucking shit and spew a load of lies. So, if he does have a fight, right, and someone fucking smacks him, I'll buy them a coffee. If honestly, Yeah, Jim, that live that Scotty did. I've watched like 10 minutes of it, and then I've had a break off to do my own live. Do you know what I mean? I thought, well, if that smackhead can do it, anyone can do it, and that's why I actually came on my live. I mean, no offence to smackheads, a lot of them have got many problems and issues, and that's why they're on the gear. But that particular smackhead, Scotty G, pisses me right off with all the shit he comes out with. The Swan, I like the Swan. I like Ben Hatchett as well. They're fighting on Saturday, I think. I'd like to see the Swan win, but I like both of them. I'd just like to see the Swan win because he's lost so many recently, and he puts so much work in training. Like, a lot of YouTubers say that they're training, but they're actually not. But the Swan, if you look at his physique, you can see that he puts so much effort into his work. And he's got ADHD as well, so it'd be good to see the lad get a win. He's very humble in defeat as well, isn't he? Never makes an excuse. I mean, he did say last time he got the count wrong, but I don't think that was an excuse. I think he legitimately thought it was a 20 count and it was a 10 count. Actually, I'm quite excited to watch that fight. Scotty G versus Ben Hatchett. Sorry, the Swan versus Ben Hatchett. Again, Scotty G will probably fight him. Then Scotty G will fight the Swan. And eventually Scotty G will probably fight Tyson Fury the way he's going. Do you know what'd be good on YouTube lives? If you could actually see who's watching you. Because I had an extra viewer a minute ago, but I don't know who it was, and they stayed for about 10 minutes. I'd be fucked if it was my boss, wouldn't I? Actually, my boss could be watching me right now. He's got the camera system linked up to his phone, and he's fucking sad enough to check what I'm doing at this time. The big lanky streak of pace. Warcry Publishing, hello. I've done 18 minutes now. Quite a long time for me. I normally wimp out after about 5. But I am coming to end of this live, so you've joined later on, but cheers. I can't wait for your Sleeping Rough challenge as well. I really like Alex Reid, I always have done. He's never come across bad on camera to me. He's never come across nasty or, big-headed really. I've watched him over years. He's looking a bit older these days, I must admit, but hopefully he'll do well. Right, I'm going to wrap it up now because, yeah, he's a great guy, Alex. I mean, from what I see on camera, obviously I don't know him, but I'm subscribed to him now, and hopefully he'll get some content going. If I was Sleeping Rough as well, I'd want someone like Alex with me, to be honest. I mean, when you did it on your own, it took a lot of fucking bottle, that did. I mean, I only live in a small town, and I wouldn't even want to do it here. I probably would for charity, but it'd still be scary. Yep. Yeah, Alex is a ninja. Right, I'm going to go, so thanks whoever watched, and cheers for the likes. I've got a couple of likes there. Thanks a lot. See you later, guys.